Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and today we're going to be taking a demo dip into the Resident Evil 4 Remake Chainsaw demo, which just came out, like, yesterday, after Capcom's detail stream. And it's not really surprising that they released this demo ahead of release of the game, because they have done this pretty much for every Resident Evil game since RE7, but I'm curious to see some of the differences here. I believe this is just the very first section of the game where you first arrive at the village, and kind of compare it to my recent LP episode of Resident Evil 4, because I am currently doing an RE4 LP leading up to the release of this game, though it'll probably go on longer. Pretty much a guarantee that none of my LPs release on time. But yeah, so I'm curious to see how this looks, but also to see how it both plays and how it runs, because I'm not so confident that I can even run this game great on my current PC.
September 30th, 1998. It's a day I'll never forget. The cop inside me died that day. And that night, Raccoon City was wiped out, thanks to the bioweapons created by Umbrella. Somehow I made it out, but too many others weren't so lucky. I was asked later to join a top-secret government program. Not that I had a choice.
He still looks like such a little boy there.
Punishing missions nearly killed me.
Oh, they actually had
my mind off everything.
They had a minor mention there of his South America mission from Dark Side Chronicles.
Even for a second. This time, it can be different. It has to.
This time, I swear I won't drop the woman. Unlike Ethan. I also expect we will be seeing a decent number of village assets reappearing in this demo, because, you know, it kind of seemed like they were getting those ready when they made Village, and Village itself was already a big callback to a lot of RE4. 6 years since the RE2 incident. So, in the original RE4, this was kind of retconned later because of Dark Side Chronicles, but in the original RE4, it was Leon's first mission as part of this secret special agent organization that he joined, which is unnamed in the original RE4. But yeah, later games kind of retcon that to be not his actual first mission, but his first mission, like, directly under the president. Alright, so we're skipping over the intro cutscene, we're just kind of here. I turned on hair strands, which apparently makes Leon a lot more like platinum blonde. I don't know if I can show you that in here. Yeah, if we go down here, there is a hair strands option, and for some reason when you go from off to normal, he becomes very blonde. He's like kind of darker blonde if you leave it on off, and I did not set it to high because apparently this is one of the settings that really tanks the frame rate. I actually didn't even know I was going to be able to cover this demo because when I installed it, it just would not launch. It was just a black screen. But like a lot of other demos, it turns out for whatever reason you have to restart Steam after installing them, or they just won't work. Alright, apparently I don't have an inventory or anything right now. Or a gun. Do we have a knife? Oh no, why do I keep crouching? Is that scripted crouching? Or am I just stuck in crouch now? Weird. I don't even know what caused that. I'm hitting C and he's not crouching. I don't think I was supposed to be able to crouch yet. I mean, obviously this looks very different from RE4, a lot more densely forested, and also a lot less brown. RE4 was a very brown game. And also, I might have to turn down some of these effects, because, not running great. Apparently, though, I'm not the only one who is having issues with that, even on much higher specs, so people are hoping for a day one patch. I'm guessing it's the fog here that is the issue. So we're just gonna keep going. Alright. I can sprint still, I just can't do anything else. And I don't have a controller plugged in, so that's not the issue.
How far could he have gone?
As a really big crow, or a normal-sized raven. I mean, this is already just very different, but I believe this is still the kind of lead-up to entering the village for the first time. They've also really liked their, like, dead deer since Resident Evil 7, and dead crows as well. I just realized I'm crouching again. I don't know what button that is. Maybe it's... What? E? Excuse me, E? Why E? What's wrong with using C? Leon very clearly has a gun. You can see it in the holster there, but... Apparently I haven't guessed what the inventory button is. They'll probably tell me. Oh, there's a bunch of barrels here that I should be smashing. Just a fucking, like, sausage grinder out here. This is where they grind up all the people that wander into their village and then bag them. So, is this going to be the house from the start of the game? You know, the one where he tries to ask about the president's daughter? Because if so, a lot more lead up to it. Alright.
Anyone home?
Wow. He sounded a lot deeper there and a lot less like a 20-something little boy like he does in the intro cutscene. I don't super like the new voice actor for Leon that they went with for RE2, but, you know, Capcom refuses to pay any voice actors that are in a union, so that's why they had to go with all of the cheapest options for all of their new voice actors. And then keep reusing those for every game as different characters. Hasta el fin. Vitremos contigo. No temeros. I need a key. I wonder if Leon will keep his iconic jacket for longer in this game than you do in the original, because you lose it at the end of the first subchapter.
Sorry to barge in like this.
He did look a lot more immediately wrong with those red eyes.
Vino aquí?
And apparently Leon speaks Spanish now. Sorry to bother you. Wow, he really got that knife in hand real quick. At least we got to show off already the melee kick to show that this is a more competent Leon than the one in RE2. Alright, grab that key. What, no, definitely not a zombie? check quote. Now, it also said that this is an altered demo from what actually happens in the beginning of the game, so I'm guessing there's going to be a few aspects like cut out or missing that will appear in the actual game. Okay, got our gun, which, I mean, it still says Kendo on it. This is supposed to be Leon's Silver Ghost, but at least in the Airsoft version that they announced, it actually just said H&K USP on the slide. So, I thought they had just, instead of being a weird mashup, completely replaced it. But yeah, looks like it is still a Kendo custom made by Joseph Kendo, Robert Kendo's brother. Custom handgun made for Leon. Yeah, I guess it is still the Silver Ghost, the SG-09. And we have a knife, which you can see has a durability bar. So yeah, I'm guessing we're going to be picking up multiple knives throughout the game. Maybe even a better knife. It also appears to be very much the style of knife from Stalker, rather than Leon's original kind of curvy blade. Been Leon's go-to since receiving it during his time at the RPD. I mean, he went through a lot of knives there too. First aid spray, still looks pretty much the same. Unitarofa. I guess the first aid sprays are not made by Umbrella in the remake universe. Pretty sure they were.
Man, that stinks.
I hope they have examine prompts for every smelly bed and pile of food like they do in the original game. Hold on, what's this? Oh, this is one of the Policia. So I'm guessing that you don't immediately have them get driven off of a cliff. They're gonna get, like, kidnapped or something when Leon's not looking. And that's probably who he was talking about when he said, how far could he have gone? Alright, we got the key. So I believe this demo ends after the, the big village fight. This looks very RE Village right here. They got the Los Illuminados symbol made out of, like, rail ties. I mean, this is a hunting lodge, so it makes sense to have all of these traps and stuff. It even makes sense to have all these dead deer in here. Not sure about the nooses, though. I'm gonna keep hitting E instead of F.
Hey! I read you. What's your situation?
The situation is bad, Leon, obviously. But at least he remembered to hold the microphone button while he went, Alright. So, I'm guessing we're gonna get some combat here. Okay, knife is still on spacebar, like it is in the PC port of the original.
What was that?
And presumably, we can parry with it on any attack. Okay.
No fucking way.
Got our first villager here. So, we can use the knife to get them off, but it does use some of the durability. The pistol sounds
Just keeps getting worse.
decently punchy. Better, I think, than the original Silver Ghost, which was very weak sounding. But I've seen people complaining already about the weapon audio in this as well. Alright. Where do we come in? I mean, that leads down to the basement. That's where we came from, so yeah, we need to go out where that guy just came from. that good green herb. I guess we're going upstairs. This is a much bigger house. Wait. It looks like there's a flashlight when you do that, but does Leon have a flashlight? He doesn't appear to have a flashlight anywhere on him.
Bruce, this is Condor 1.
Hunnigan here. What's your sit rep?
The President's daughter, Baby Eagle. It's likely she's in this village.
Our intel was correct then. Well done.
Need a location on a nearby lake. She may have been taken there.
Copy that. I'll see what I can find.
Hurry up. Something's happened to the people here. My escorts are... Gotta go. Talk later. I'll let myself out.
Alright, you can still jump through windows. Hopefully, at will. No way I'm doing that. This guy's loco. I like that they didn't keep the weird video communicator that Leon had in the original game, but they kept the original noise for getting contacted. But yeah, similarly to the other remakes, I do think they're going a little too serious with this because, you know, in the original game, you gun down a couple local villagers. Hunnigan calls and like, "How's it going, Leon?" And he's just like, "Bad question, Hunnigan." Like, even about the kind of fucked up situation, he has quite a sense of humor in the original. And I feel like that's probably not going to be the case here. Maybe a little bit. I think some of the trailers have shown Leon having a little bit of sass, but still feel like he's kind of missing out. I mean, if you ever saw... not Vendetta. I cannot remember the fucking name of most of the CG movies because they're all very similar. But the one that stars Leon in a non-specific Eastern European country, the whole time it's basically just him making jokes to himself.
Is it common for people in America to be packing one of these while on vacation?
Sure. We've been doing it since the country was first founded.
Alright, we have pesetas instead of just patas. I guess that was just short form for peseta. We have the... gotta fucking put yellow paint on anything that's interactable. I kind of wish they'd stop doing that now because it's become an oversaturated trend in games to use yellow. Or AAA games specifically, to use yellow to indicate, hey, this is a thing you can interact with. Gunpowder, okay. We're going to be crafting bullets, which was not in the original game. The typewriter, but I'm pretty sure we're not allowed to save in this demo. Alright, sun is rising. Alright, we have to turn something down because it is just not running good enough here. And it doesn't really matter if the demo looks that good, you know? Shadow quality is always the first sacrifice on the altar of performance. Well, not great. I could set it to variable frame rate, because I have it locked to 60 now, so it's probably going to look slower whenever it is being slower, but yeah, this is either probably not something I'm going to LP at launch because of this, or, you know, something that they're going to have to patch for performance. Because, like, all of the other RE Engine games have run great, even at launch, pretty much. I had thought that I was going to have a better GPU by the time this came out, but I haven't had a job for more than 2 years, so unsurprisingly, I cannot afford a new GPU now that they are available. So, yeah, kind of where I'm at right now. And I need a new microphone, because this one is too sensitive these days for the state of my teeth. Get way too many little, like, moisty sounds captured on it, which is great if you're doing ASMR, and not so great if you are using it for audio commentary. Nope. Alright, they have some recognizable voice lines. That felt pretty good. Oh, hello. Where did you come from? Alright, and Leon does have more than one kick. Can I finish him off? Looked like I could knife him there, like there was a prompt for it, but I think I missed it. It's good though, because in the original game you did not have a ground attack for enemies that were down, you just had to stab them repeatedly. Now, can I make bullets with this? What do I need to mix it with? Do we have a craft? Oh, we do have a fucking crafting tab. Kind of hope that they wouldn't just keep reusing the system. Like, it's fine, but just making the same system over and over again is not great. I remember how much I hated the crafting system being added to Revelations 2, because they added a bunch of items that are completely useless except for crafting, like, one specific thing. So, I wasn't a fan of it there, but in 7 and Village it was fine, and the remakes. But I do hope they don't just keep throwing that into every game just because, oh, the other ones had one, now we have to keep doing it. I fucking stepped in a bear trap.
Damn it.
Alright, and it looks like your health bar is capped at about half for the start of the game. You need to use yellow herbs to get it up. There's that guy who is still very bad at ambushing. Try setting the frame rate to variable and see if that helps, but I don't know if that'll really noticeably change anything. Flash grenade, which actually looks like a flash grenade now. Oh, interesting. We have a double weapon wheel now instead of just the 4. I guess because they're like, yeah, there's a lot of weapons in RE4, and you're probably going to be carrying a decent number of them at once, so you're going to need to be able to switch them all quickly. And they do all have numbers. They didn't only use 1 to 4. Alright. Gate to the village. Who put a mummy head up there? Alright, there it is. The familiar town square. Now you get to see him get set on fire instead of him already being on fire. In a way, I feel like him already being on fire and them just kind of going about their business like he's not there was more effective for showing how these people have been fucked up. But, you know, now they just kind of look like cultists. Is he gonna put him out with that bucket? Chicken! Chicken spotted! The HD cock returns. I missed the one guy that just constantly walks around going shit. Okay, so you can't sneak around to the side. Well, I guess you can, but not in the exact same place. Here is a buddy action. I guess Ashley has more uses than just the occasional gate. Not that we're going to see her in this demo. Still an herb over here. So, the chainsaw house is the one behind this one. That's the one that triggers the Dr. Zalvador to show up and try to saw you in half. I kind of wonder if they kept the decapitation animation. Because, like, Resident Evil 4 had a pretty gory one, and then it was kind of censored in Resident Evil 5 and everything onward. And even in the original, it was censored in the Japanese version, ironically. Alright, so it does look like there will be kind of some reasons to revisit this area later. I mean, you have to revisit it anyway. The progression takes you out of the village, then back to the village, then kind of out of the village, then back to the village. So, I guess having a few things that you can't get the first time here is nice. Okay, I can also just punch these, and apparently she didn't hear that. Nice stealth killer. Yeah, I'm a good guy. I stabbed that lady in the throat. I mean, the layout is pretty much the same. You know, here's the empty shack. Might not be empty this time. It actually has an item in it, a typewriter. No, it's not a typewriter, it's a bundle of sticks. I'm guessing no matter what direction I went in, there would have been someone waiting for me. I like that when you're close in, Leon does like a kind of, I don't know if you saw that, the like two-handed pistol cocked to the side stance. For when you're in close range. I keep trying to pull out the knife as quickly as you can in the original, though. Oh, that guy ceased to exist. Oh, they still tell you when they're behind you, too. I don't know how I ended up in, like, knife-only mode there, but it's really worked out.
Damn it!
I think my knife just broke. Alright, there's not actually anything else in here, so let's get the fuck out of here. Get away from this guy. This was the completely empty shack. Now it has just a bed in it. And a hallway that is blocked off. Alright. So we do have a combo here. Oh look, you can just craft it from the item. Even less reason to open the crafting window. I think in my RE7 playthrough, I didn't actually open the crafting window for like half of the game. I would just directly drop things onto each other. So I don't think you can do the melee as easily as you can in the base game. Or the original game. I keep saying base game lately when I just mean like non-remake version. The doctor is in. Wow, his eyes look extra fucked up. Okay, I kicked everybody out of the way. Wow, there's a lot of them. I don't think there's a dodge button, per se, though. I was kind of expecting that after RE3, but dodging was a mechanic unique to RE3 originally anyway. Let's see if I can board this house up. Get the shotgun. Hey, I'm already here, remember? Let me restart my chainsaw.
You gotta be kidding me.
I wonder if those are two separate events, but I triggered both of them. Where it's like either you kill enough guys and then chainsaw guy comes through the gate, or you go in here and it triggers it like it did in the original game. I got resources, which looks to be a bunch of bullet casings. Alright, he is cutting open the door with his chainsaw, as he should. Let's grab the shotgun, which does not appear to be the same model. Grab the heirloom grenade, which actually looks like an M67 now. M67? I think it was M67 that had the very round body. It's still listed as an 870, though. I guess it's probably just an 870 with a different, barrel combo. Ooh. This thing takes chunks out of people. Alright, well, grenade out. Huh? Wait, I still have the broken knife. Can I fix it? Looks like it can be repaired. Apparently I can. There's no option to do that, so I'm guessing I can't just fix it with parts. Alright, 12 of these will make a shotgun box, or 5 of them for a pistol box. I'm just gonna make a shotgun. No reason to save resources in this demo. I did want to kind of chainsaw parry this guy, though.
Él nos invoca. Tenemos que servir. Al Lord Sadler Todopoderoso.
I think Leon did have the right expression there, just like, what the fuck? What are these people doing?
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Hey, he said the line, but we already knew he was going to do that because it was in one of the trailers. Alright, and that is the demo. Not a lot to it, but, wasn't expecting a substantial demo. They've had fairly short demos, and at least unlike the other ones, this one is not time-gated. You can just keep replaying it if you want to experiment. Apparently there's even a mad chainsaw difficulty you can unlock. I'm not exactly sure how. Probably by killing the chainsaw guy before the bell, but I don't know. I kind of wanted to try the knife parry, though, because apparently you could parry the chainsaw with the knife. But I'm not going to replay through that in a video just to do that. Or maybe I'll do it later and just insert it right here. I don't know if you saw it, but either way, that was the Resident Evil 4 Remake demo. Seems decent. I would definitely want to play it. I'm not sure when I'm going to play it, but I would like to play it at some point. Add that to the list with, fucking the Dead Space Remake, and Atomic Heart, and Fatal Frame 4, and all of the other things that I don't want to LP right now because of my shitty microphone and my shitty graphics card. I can't really say it's shitty. It's lasted me for a good, 5 or 6 years. The 1080 really toughed it out through the plague, and now it is starting to get sore in its old bones, So, gonna need to get a new GPU this year and a new microphone, so that I don't have to spend nearly as much time editing all the little tongue clicks and everything out of my audio which has become pretty bad lately, and kind of made me not want to record at all. Anyhow, thanks for joining me for this demo dip. I am maybe going to do RE4 when it comes out. I guess it'll depend on performance, because the performance was not great in this demo, and if the actual game runs like that for me, then I would not want to LP it, because it would be a disservice to the game, regardless of how it turns out. But yeah, I am excited about this for whenever I can play it. So, at least until that comes out, we will have my RE4 LP, which is ongoing right now, probably. Hopefully you will have seen that before this. But this is also going to be a much shorter video to edit, so who knows. Anyhow, you folks all take care. No, wait, hold on. We're not done yet, because I found out, a day after recording the rest of the demo, that there is actually a TMP hidden here in the village. But it requires you to do something specific, kind of in the vein of what you need to do to get the Brad Vickers zombie to spawn in RE2. Specifically, once you get control of Leon or once you get your inventory, after the cutscene with the first Ganado that you kick into a wall, you have to discard everything and then make your way here with, I assume, not picking anything up. I don't know if that was actually a requirement, but if you do that, there is a kind of like ladder that is normally covered up that will be exposed, and down there is the TMP. So we're gonna check that out before we finish up with the demo. Also, even before I do about the TMP, I found out you can kind of sneak around here, and there's another house up here. There's this little house here, but there's not much in here. This is another building that is here in the original game, but, you know, obviously it's not destroyed. It's just another one of those generic shacks with, like, a crate in it and not much else. Alright, so the well we're looking for here is right there. And normally, in the demo, there is a big metal grate over that, so it would have been pretty easy to assume that's just decoration originally. But there is a ladder, which I didn't notice before. So, I don't think they'd normally have a ladder like that if you can't actually get to it. But even if I noticed it, I probably would have been like, oh, maybe that's something that's open later in the game. But no, this is probably a demo exclusive thing. In this chest right here, we have the TMP, which is the only automatic gun available in the original game that isn't like a post-game unlockable. And, you know, some people don't like the TMP. I think the TMP starts off really bad in the original game, and then if you upgrade it, it actually becomes pretty good. Unfortunately, what's missing here is that this is the TMP without the stock, which means Leon aims it from the hip, which they seem to have kept. Whereas when you have the stock, he actually aims it from the shoulder. So, it is harder to get, like, headshots because you have to actually aim up instead of just aiming straight ahead. Thankfully, they also give you ammo here and don't just leave it up to the randomness of RNG. So yeah, now we can do the village fight with a TMP, and looks like we got another knife. So I'm guessing then I was right to assume that you will be picking up extra knives throughout the game, but you can also repair them. And it looks like this is a shittier knife than the one you start with. But I guess they give it to you here because you had to discard your knife. So they're like, at least you have a knife. So I can... I'm getting another parry. Is that a rat? That was a bedraggled-looking rat. You can tell he's been in the water. Cute, though. Very normal-looking rat. He doesn't have, like, red eyes or anything. He just looks like a rat. Actually, there is a photo mode. So, let's get a little look at this ratty before we start blasting. But yeah, cool of them to include a little thing like that extra in the demo. There's also that other difficulty that I mentioned in the first part of it, where it's basically just the extra hard mode, and it turns out you don't unlock it or anything. You just have to keep starting a new game until eventually it prompts you to do the mad chainsaw mode, and if you die in that, you have to do that again to get it to show up. You can't just continue. I tried that, and yeah, it is definitely harder because that first Ganado encounter in the basement of the hunting lodge, there's now 3, like, you know, infected, non-staggering Ganados instead of just the one. Alright, so we can move this camera. Sorry, I'm kind of fucking around here. We need to hold this down. And then do this. I think the camera just blocked the flashlight for a moment, so I wonder if it is actually a physical object. Alright, now we need to zoom in. Can we do that? One of these has to be. There we go. Look at that rat. That is a good-looking rat. Not as detailed as some of the, like, fish in Village, but I also, you know, don't have the settings maxed out here. Alright. So now we get the TMP. We can head up and start blasting. I did find it weird that the TMP is literally, like, the only gun in the original RE4 that has its actual name, because it is just a Stayer TMP, so found it odd that that was the one they didn't change, but yeah, it is, you know, it's very clearly a TMP. It's got the forward grip. And despite the fact that it is 9mm, it doesn't use the same 9mm as the pistols. It has its own submachine gun ammo. The TMP was also very good for staggering enemies, because, you know, it didn't typically take more bullets than the pistol to get an enemy into a melee-able state. So I'm hoping that is going to be the case here as well. This is something I didn't see until I watched somebody else play the demo. That you can. Alright, TMP very inaccurate without the...
Bill me for the repairs later.
Yeah, bill me, cow. So yeah, it looks like one shot to the head, and she was staggered. Let's see if that's the case with these other guys. Alright. So yeah, it might be that they actually made the TMP better than it already was. I'm curious if they tried to make some of the other weapons a little more viable, because, like, RE4 doesn't really have any bad weapons. Some are definitely kind of better, more general purpose than others, but I think all of them are something you could go through the game without too much of a challenge using if you upgrade them. I was wondering if she was going to be able to pitchfork me through the other lady. Alright, what's the base rate of fire on this? Pretty good. Well, is this upgraded? Yeah, okay, this has been upgraded for the demo, so you can see that it is level 3, level 3, level 3. So this is not the starting TMP. This is a slightly better TMP. That's going to be something that I'm going to struggle with, because that is much quicker than any of the actual attacks when they do that. Parrying is pretty fun, though, once I figured out how it works. It's a little different to do than, like, the tutorial would tell you, because it says to just press the, I guess, spacebar, but there's also a quick melee button that doesn't work for that. Actually, maybe it does. Maybe I was doing it wrong before, I don't know. But this, I put on my side mouse button to see if I could parry like that. So let's see if this works. Okay, it does. That would actually be pretty handy to have on there. Also, this part is a little chuggy when there's a lot of people here. Like I said, I probably would not want to LP this. But I did turn off the hair strands. You know, I had them set to normal before, and now they're just off. So it did run a little better there in the earlier areas than it did when I was recording the first part of this. Ooh. That was one of those, like, pseudo-dodges that RE2 remake had sometimes, where if you're sprinting just right, they'll kind of, like, shove a zombie off as you're moving. I wonder if they dropped TMP ammo. Also, I read that once you picked up the TMP, you'll apparently have it in subsequent runs, which is interesting. So I wonder if you can keep that for the Mad Chainsaw mode. Because if that actually has ammo, then it would be, you know, more useful than just having the pistol to start with. Alright, well that's the TMP. It's probably worth using. Well, I don't know if we'll get a chance to check out all the guns any more than I get to check them all out in my current original game playthrough. But yeah. I'm hoping we get to try out a number of guns in the main game. I'm curious too if they added any new ones or if they're just going to remake the original ones, if there's any removed, because, you know, they've mostly kept all the weapons for the other remakes, but also, you know, changed a few of them, like the Spark Shot. The Spark Shot actually got kind of a glow up in the RE2 remake because it was like a use it until it runs out of ammo, you know, out of percentage ammo in the original game, kind of a gimmick weapon, and then in the remake they actually made it a real weapon that is pretty good for Leon. Anyway, that's the actual end of the demo, so again, thank you for joining me for real now, and I will see you, well, I guess back in the original RE4 in the immediate future, rather than the remake. Hopefully the remake I will not have to wait too long on. Maybe a month tops before I can get to that, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to be LPing it at launch unless I am both less broke and it has a little bit of a performance tweak before then. So, you folks all take care and I'll see you around.